love me, yeah, they love me. First love yourself. For that, and God we trust me. I don't trust myself. Your jewelry, I get it took. No show. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This show is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. A real cool way to make some cash by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is in more than 30 states. New York, California, Texas, Florida, just to name a few. They'll also match your deposit up to $100 and give you a special pick. So make sure you support the show by hitting the link in the bio and download the Underdog Fantasy app. Now, welcome back to It Is What It Is with my man Mase Murder, and I'm Killer Cam. What's up, boy? What's good?
Them dogs are back out.
Oh, nigga right here, man.
Yeah,
This is
a thing right. Yeah, the dogs are back, baby.
Nigga murder, man.
Dogs is back.
Y'all back number one. We ain't lose neither.
Yeah.
We ain't lose neither, so we good. I don't know what you're talking about. We good.
You like my necklace?
Nigga got the dipset chain with
back.
The diplomat chain.
Back, How Spence did it, the dogs are back.
Nigga got the diplomat chain with Georgia, man.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. Well, listen, man, let's get into some football. It's Sunday morning. This is our first Sunday morning show. So we're going to get into some football right now. Now, look, I'm sad to talk about this, man. On Thursday, Cincinnati Bengals lost to the Ravens 34-20. In that game, Joe Burrows suffered a season-ending injury. Mace, do you think it's over for the Bengals?
You know, I know it's over for the Bengals. It's not if it's over for the Bengals. If I think it is, Killer, it is over for the Bengals. Yo, let me tell you this much. We won't have to worry about that duel you've been talking about. We will not have to worry about that duel that you're talking about between your guy and my guy, because it doesn't exist. We can stop the comparisons. It's embarrassing. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
A better question is, do you think it's over for the Bengals? That's what I would like to hear. Because you know you used to get it in Ohio, you know?
I ain't gonna lie to you, Murder. It's tough, man. You know, it's I don't even know what.
Yeah.
But I want to say it's this, man. The backup quarterback that came in last week, he didn't do great, but he didn't do bad. He had 68 yards. He was 8 for 14, so that's over 50%. He had a touchdown with no interceptions. I will answer that question next week because I want to see how he looks this week. They got a long week. They played on Thursday. They don't play again until next Sunday. So they got about 13 days. He'll get the reps that he needs to practice. And, you know, when you got the second best quarterback in the league looking over your shoulder, helping you out and getting some confidence, we'll see. But I'm not going to lie, Murder. I may be the only one with some hope left for the Bengals. Everybody I watched and everybody I talked to said it's a dub for the Bengals. So I may be I'm not going to give up on my Ohio teams like that, but I'm going to say this.
You're not ready to give up? Well, listen, I mean, the teams they got to play, they got a tough schedule. So they're looking at Jacksonville. They're looking at the Steelers, and the Steelers are playing good. I don't know. And then they got to play us on New Year's Eve. So I don't know where you think y'all going with this, but that's not a good schedule. That's at least 3 more losses. I don't got to making the. I'm not gonna go there yet, but I don't got them making the playoffs, Cam.
Well, listen. The thing about it is, we're in last place in the division. We're only 1 game behind the Browns, 1 game behind the Steelers. The Ravens, you know, that was an important game for us to try and win on Thursday. I don't want to say us because that's not my team, but when I say us, I mean us Ohioans. That was like a really important
You're off
game.
the ship right now. You're off the ship
No,
right now.
I told you
It's
no.
no longer your team. You start moving your hands like OJ. I see what you're doing. Now you're off.
I'm not off the ship yet. I said, give us one more week. Listen, I'm Leonardo DiCaprio in the Titanic. If we go there, we go there. But I'm not saying we sinking yet. I'm not saying I'm never gonna get off the Ohio ship. What I'm saying is, does it look good for us making the playoffs? And I don't know until next week. I'm not gonna answer that.
Okay. I mean, so you have the right to let a little bit more water get in the boat before you jump.
You're a wild nigga. I really didn't want to talk about this with you, man.
I said, Cam is going to cancel on this Sunday morning. I know he's going to cancel. I kept looking up. I said, I ain't get a text yet.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
I think they're tapping out. Yo.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. You know what? And we'll talk about it in the next topic. So you're saying that it's over for Cincinnati Bengals making the playoffs?
I'm saying right now, emphatically from the expert and the NFL savant, that they are not in the playoffs, Killer. And we can save this clip. So I'm glad we're doing this on film. We can save this clip.
You would want to save shit once Joe Burrow is out. Now when Joe Burrow's out, you want to save the clip.
I remember all that energy Paul's niggas had earlier. Just keep that same energy. That's what I need you to do. Keep that same energy.
I'm really mad about them not playing on New Year's, man. But listen, if Aaron Rodgers is talking about coming back possibly, I ain't gonna count Joe Burrows out. They said it's a ligament in his wrist and his throwing, so it's gonna be tough. But hey, man, you know us niggas, man. You know us Ohio niggas make things happen that usually don't happen, man. So we'll see. Now, speaking of Joe Burrows, Deshaun Watson also suffered an injury, season-ending injury, I should say. With him out and Joe Burrows out, do you think that the Ravens are easy pick for the division?
I think the Ravens, no, I would say the Steelers are. And I mean, yo,
you kill. You're a wild boy, man. You're a wild boy.
And the reason why I'm saying it, listen to why I'm saying it, I got a reason. When you think about the Ravens having to play, now this is the remainder of their season. They got to play Jacksonville. Then they got to go to the 49ers to play. Then they got to play against the Dolphins. These are teams that's kind of on the up. These are teams that are playing some of the best football that they're playing. And then they got to play the Steelers, the last game of the season. So the next 4 or 5 games are not games you can just say they're going to win this one. They're going to win this one. They're liable to lose 2 of these games. I'm just going to go on the record. I'm going on the record. They're liable to lose 2 of these 4 against the Dolphins or you know, I don't know exactly which one, but out of these 4, I could see them losing 2. So I'm looking at the Steelers and saying the Steelers have an easier schedule. If you think of, they're playing the Seahawks, they're playing the Colts without Jefferson, they're playing the Patriots. You know, they're trying to get Belichick out of there. Look at the people they're playing. And they got 2 games versus the Bengals with no Joe Burrows. So that's an easier schedule. Not that they're a better team, it's an easier schedule.
Who's the Steelers quarterback?
Killer.
I'm just asking a question. Who's their quarterback, mate?
I'm not here to play games.
I'm asking you, who is their quarterback? You got all this faith in the Steelers. Who is their quarterback, man?
Yeah, listen. I'm telling you what my people told me. Okay.
Here we go. Here we go with that on Sunday morning.
Listen, who you got? Who you got? I want to know who you got.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's arguable that the Ravens may be playing the best football right now outside of the Eagles. I totally agree with you. Honestly, though, on the schedule, it's definitely an easy schedule for Pittsburgh. But I think the Ravens are hitting their stride right now. They look really good against Cincinnati, even though Joe Burrow wasn't playing. Mm-hmm. But I think they have the third best record in the league right now, if I'm not mistaken, third or fourth. But what I will say about this with the Steelers, to your point, mm-hmm. Mike Tomlinson has not had a losing season since he's been the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And even with people not knowing a recognizable name as far as the quarterback concerned, or outside of Watt, or outside, Steelers always had names that you were familiar with, whether it's Ben Roethlisberger or AB or Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell, I'm sorry to pronounce, that's how a nigga came to the show. They always have recognizable names. This is kind of the first time there's not a lot of known names on the Steelers, but they're still right there, and I give credit to Mike Tomlinson on that. Yeah. So I'm not going to disagree with you, but I will go on the record and say that I think that the Ravens are going to win the division. Does that mean that the Steelers aren't going to make the playoffs? No, that doesn't mean that. They're still liable to make the playoffs, but I think it's a foregone conclusion that the Ravens will win the division with Deshaun Watson out and with Joe Burrow out. And I got them winning the division. Okay. You got the Ravens winning the division. So what you got the Steelers, right? That's what you said. Nah, I'm just. That's what I just asked you. Who's going? That was the question. I was just playing with you, Killer. They're not gonna win the division. I'm doing that for the sake of TV, Cam. You know the Ravens are gonna win it, but I mean, I would have given the Steelers a wild card. I could see them going wild card. That's about it. No, I definitely think that the Steelers are definitely in contention for the playoffs. Absolutely. I was just solely speaking on who's going to win the division, but the Steelers are very much in the playoff run. Definitely 100%. Yeah, I was saying that for debate purposes. You know I'm smarter than that. Listen, man. Don't do me no favors, man. do me a favor. Do me a favor and don't do me no favors, bro. Okay. All right. So, yeah, wild card is what I have for the Steelers. I'm not seeing everything they're doing. They just got an easy schedule. Yeah, no, you made a great point because I didn't know the schedule. I'm happy to see that you're doing your homework and you're letting things out. I'm actually really proud. It's just certain things I don't choose to talk about, Listen, let me tell you something for the record too, just so that you know. I spoke to first of all, Drama and Lake called up because they said nobody. It seems like Jingles, Drama, Lake. Nobody. You're not picking up for anybody these days. Everybody I speak to is like, yo, do murder got a new number? What's going on with him? He's not picking up for anybody. I said, all I can do is deliver the message. But you're dead, the Reaper done came. Yeah, you're dead, bitch, the Reaper done came, nigga. The beeper done changed. Yeah, the beeper done changed. The dead bitch, the Reaper done came. Listen, but drama. Shout out to my boy Lake and Drama. Yeah, Lake and Drama. They both called me yesterday. Let me give you a funny story real quick. And this wasn't yesterday. Lake told me that he used to work with you, and that one time you was a little late on paying him, and he was beefing like, yo, Mase, I need to get paid. And he said you pulled up to his house with a duffel bag full of money and threw $150,000 on the floor and said, don't talk to your boss like that. Is that a true story?
Yeah. He was paying us something. I was like, yo, later, I got the money. I missed my flight or whatever. So he kept talking like I was trying to duck him for the pay. I said, late. I'm gonna be there in like a couple hours. So I drove off. I think the time I had like the Ferrari or something. I pulled the top down and threw the duffel out on him.
Yeah, he
Harlem style.
Yeah, he told me this about your man. He said, I was going, I needed the money. Mase pulled up with a bag full of money, threw 150 on the ground and said, don't talk to your boss like that. That nigga cold, man. But you're a wild nigga.
Yeah.
But first of all, they want to say thank you for letting us have Jack Harlow on the show. Yeah. But Trump tried to get a little spicy about your knowledge. He said, man, as much as Mase know about football, I could come up there, man. Mase slipping on the football. I said, DJ. That's what Drama said, man. Yeah, he was talking spicy.
Drum, I thought we was cool, Drum.
Yeah, that's
Drum. I'm Kaiser Salsa of the show. I play dumb sometime to let Cam shine. You know how that goes.
Oh my God, here
gotta
we go.
let Cam shine, you know. This way we don't have no problems, you know.
Yo, Mase, yeah. I don't know if you know or not. My nickname is Bruce Leroy. I don't need help glowing. You see the glow. I have the natural glow. Thank you, but no thank you. I have the natural glow. So let's get to the next one. So the Bills lost again to the Broncos, 24-22. Yeah. Right now, Josh Allen has the most interceptions in the NFL.
With 11.
With 11. Do you think he's still an elite quarterback right now?
I actually, Drum, put the camera on me. Drum, listen to this. This is a question I'm being asked on the spot, Drum. This is for you, Drum. Listen to this, Drum. You're looking at a quarterback that got about, 19 touchdowns. I'm looking at the sky, so you know I'm not looking at anything, Drum. 19 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and he leads the league in interception. But Drum, without no eyes, I can do this, Drum. This is how he did it, Killer. Amazing season. But then one day he got a call. Let me cover my eyes. And that call said, would you like to do the Madden cover, Drum? And he said, yeah, it was always a dream of mine to do the cover. And then he did the cover, Killer. And then he gets hurt out of nowhere. I should look this way. He gets hurt out of nowhere, Drum. Because everybody gets hurt that get on that cover, Drum. Number one, Antonio Brown. Number two, Adrian Peterson. Number three, Eddie George. Number four, Donovan McNabb. Who else you want to know? Josh Allen, Odell Beckham. Do you see this, Drum? I can do this with my eyes closed, Drum. What is he thinking, Killer?
So this is new knowledge to me. I didn't know Josh Allen is hurt.
Yeah. Or have a bad season. Everybody that gets on that cover, they end up getting hurt or have a bad season. But Drum wouldn't know this. That's why I'm the expert.
This is why I have to step in, Mase. You said Josh Allen is hurt. He's not hurt.
No, I said or having a bad season.
We can rewind it. Don't make us rewind.
Yeah, but I was saying everybody that it's a curse. It's called the man curse. It's the man curse. So the numbers fall off drastically or they get hurt. Okay. Drastically, Drum. With my eyes closed. My goodness.
Yeah, John tried to come at you, man. So, look, but I agree with the man jinx. I totally agree with that. I think Look, what I will say is this: the Buffalo Bills, that's some sucker shit. Y'all fire your offensive coordinator because niggas is not dropping because niggas is dropping passes or not running the right routes or etc. And that's what happens in a lot of teams, not just football, basketball. You need a scapegoat, and because when you're not winning, they don't want to go to the star, they don't want to go to the coach. They want to blame somebody. Oh, it's the offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator ain't dropping the fucking ball.
He's not dropping that ball.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator been running good fucking schemes for y'all niggas the last few years, and because it's not panning out, he's the scapegoat. So I do think Buffalo, that's some sucker shit y'all did for that. As far as Josh Allen still being elite quarterback, absolutely. I'm not sure why it's not working well this season. I'm not sure exactly what's going on to where the chemistry is not falling in line. But I'm still, to this point, will not count out the Buffalo Bills this particular moment. I know we're going to have a field day tomorrow when OJ get on the fucking show. I tell you that much. I cannot wait for OJ to get on the show tomorrow because we're going to have a fucking field day, Uncle O. I cannot wait, man. But is Josh Allen still an elite quarterback? To answer the question, I would have to say yes, because whether his team is doing good or not, it's 30-something teams in the NFL, 32, I believe. It's not 5 quarterbacks I would take over Josh Allen. I would definitely take Patrick Mahomes. I would definitely take Joe Burrow. I would definitely take Aaron Rodgers when healthy, and I'm not even saying over Josh Allen. I'm just naming elite quarterbacks.
That's 3. How many is that? 3?
That's 3. I like Herbert and San Diego. Well, not San Diego, pardon me, LA with the Chargers. I'm trying to think of quarterbacks that's either over him, which I have Joe Burrows and I have Patrick Mahomes better than him, but I'm giving people at least on his level. And outside of Aaron Rodgers, Herbert, I can't think of anybody else.
Lamar Jackson?
Who?
Lamar Jackson?
I like Lamar Jackson as well. I like that pick. I would. That's definitely a great name. Now, I would compare them this season at least equally. I had Josh Allen ahead of Lamar Jackson, but right now at this particular point, I would call it even.
And that's after the cover, Drum. That's after the cover.
All right. So who else would you put in front of Josh Allen besides the people we just named?
I wouldn't put nobody else in front of him. I just thought when you said top 5, I could think of 5 because that 5th one was Lamar Jackson. That could be arguably, you know.
Yeah. And even Herbert and with the Chargers, I'm not necessarily putting him above Josh Allen. I think he's in a terrible system, playing with a terrible team. Playing with a terrible team. But I think he's good. But I wouldn't even put him over Josh Allen. I was just trying to think of elite quarterbacks.
I know somebody else we leaving out.
Tua as well.
CJ Young. I meant CJ.
Down there in Houston?
Yeah.
I think he's doing great this year. I think it's his first year and he has more body of work. I think he's playing sensational this year, absolutely. But I can't go based off of 8 games, the body of work that Josh Allen, all the quarterbacks that we named, I think they put in a great body of work. So
how you say his last name?
Huh?
How you say his last name?
How do you pronounce his last name? Stroud.
Yeah, Stroud.
Yeah.
Yeah, new hotness. They get 8 games. They say, yo, this nigga's he's better than Josh Allen. Because their argument will be he came in the league doing this. He didn't even have to pause, warm up. He just came out the gate like, yo, I'm better than these niggas. I'm about to show you how.
That's a fact, man. Well, look, today the Bills are playing the Jets. Who do you got winning the game?
The Bills playing the Jets, man. I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say the Jets.
I have to agree with you. What I think is, hey, listen, with this particular situation, look, the Jets are only a half a game behind Buffalo right now as we speak. I think it's a lot of confusion in Buffalo, especially firing the OC. The Jets defense has been tough, and it's going to be a great test for Buffalo to see if they're going to be able to, override all the shit that's going on right now in Buffalo and the Jets right now. This will put them a tie with Buffalo and giving them a better shot at trying to make the playoffs. So I think I'm going to go on a limb and agree with you and say the Jets, but I think it'll be a great game. If Buffalo doesn't win this game, I'll say this. I think it's a dub for Buffalo for the rest of the season if they don't win this game.
Yeah. And blame Drum if they lose.
You want to draw a mask today for us. I'm going to let Drum know too. Murder on your ass. He ain't like that shit. He ain't like that shit at all, man. I'm gonna call as soon as the show's over.
Come to get me. They better have a swap with them, nigga.
I'm gonna let them know. I'm gonna definitely let them know. Now, look, real quick. Denver, they're on a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah.
You think Denver has a chance to still make the playoffs?
According to my people, they said that the highest Denver can go is a wild card. This is the highest they can go. They're not gonna win no division.
Mase, the wild card is the playoffs, in case you didn't know.
But
you wild card crazy today. Calm down on the wild card, my nigga. You go wild card crazy. The wild card is making the playoffs. Do you think they can make the playoffs? Cut it out with now you wild card in the whole fucking episode, bro.
I felt niggas pause. I could hear niggas saying Mase not using football terminology. I'm using the terminology so they can know, the kid know what he's talking about. I just don't choose to do that. I mean, the Chiefs gonna win a division, but yeah, they can make the playoffs. They can get in, pause, and get out. First round.
So you're saying that the Denver, on the record today, you're saying that they're going to make a wild card spot.
I'm saying that's their only chance. I don't see them advancing far in the playoffs. I don't see them winning a game in the playoffs. If by luck they may make it. That's what I'm going on the record and saying.
See, the thing about it, and it's such good parity right now in the NFL totally. You got 2 or 3 teams that's at the top, and then you got a bunch of 6 and 3s, 5 and 5, 5 and 4s. Then you got the bottom with New England 2 and 8, Tennessee 2 and 6. But see, this is the thing about Denver. They're a game and a half out of being in second to last place. But they're only 2.5 games out of being in the playoffs. So we still got 7 games left. They got actually 8 games left.
Yeah, so they're right there with the Chargers. And they're right there with the Raiders. So it's like they could get in the playoffs.
No, absolutely. It's a bunch of teams. There are a bunch of teams sitting at 4 and 5, 4 and 5, 5 and 4, 5 and 5, 6 and 4. They're 2 games out of a playoff spot. So you're absolutely right. Do I think
only them Chiefs is 7 and 2? Only them Chiefs.
Well, Philly's 8 and 1, Mase.
No, I'm talking about in the AFC, killer.
Okay, I thought you meant overall. I'm glad you're learning your conferences. This is amazing. This is really good for you, man.
What's wrong with these niggas, man?
What's
wrong with these niggas, killer?
You must have felt niggas trying to doubt your football knowledge.
I heard niggas. I hear things. I hear things, killer. I hear things.
Yeah, that's the nigga I know right there.
Yeah, I hear things.
That's the nigga I know. What I'll say is I'll go on a limb and say that the Broncos will not make the playoffs, that they're on a good winning streak. But I don't know if it's enough to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they're gaining some camaraderie. We talked about this shit, how the season started, how Sean Payton was telling niggas to toughen up. Russell Wilson was like, I'm not going to toughen up. and maybe they're coming to a medium. Maybe they will make it, but I'm going to say they won't make it.
Yeah, that's a good observation. I think what's his name, Russell Wilson. He has responded though, so we gotta give him some respect. And shout out to my boy Drum. I'm just playing with you, Drum, but
no, you're not. No, you really not. You know, I know when you're not playing. Drum, your man, but look, he came at you first.
Yeah, he did. That's why I wore the rollie. This the rollie that niggas fell out over. When they said those ain't Rolex diamonds. I felt it. I heard what niggas be saying.
Yeah, let them know. So look, we're gonna get ready to go to commercial break, and we come back, we're gonna come back with our underdog fantasy picks, talk a little more football, and then get into some basketball. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Pink horsepower.
She called this thing about toxic.
What's happening, man? Baby, what's happening?
Why you walking like that?
That's how I walk.
And then like you come on breathing on me like that.
I fucking breathe to live.
And like you used to be dark skinned and now you act like hella light skinned.
Are you fucking blind? I'm dark skinned. What the fuck?
And then like look at your beard.
What the fuck is wrong with my
looks
beard?
Stupid.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I don't even like it. The way you breathe in all of that.
Has this ever happened to you? Your girl seems to be mad, angry, upset. She's frustrated. It's only one way to handle that. Pink horsepower. No,
But your breath is really refreshing.
No.
I'm just trying to give you a massage. Plus, have I told you how good your beard looks lately? It looks so good.
No. PHP. It works every time.
Wait, where you going?
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to It Is What It Is, special Sunday morning football edition. Now, tomorrow, your Chiefs murder, they play the Eagles. They got Jalen Hurts at 36.5 rushing yards. What do you think? Hold on, let me do that over, I'm sorry. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to It Is What It Is. Right now, we're going to get ready to get into our underdog fantasy picks for today. Now, tomorrow, the Chiefs are playing the Eagles. Yeah, Chiefs, man. They got Jalen Hurts at 36.5 rushing yards. Higher or lower?
Rushing yards, lower. He's playing against the Chiefs, man. What are you crazy? Well, I couldn't have it no other way. We talking about Mase versus Drum. This is Mase versus Drum. Chiefs versus the Eagles.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Mase? And this word everything I love. I said, because John was like, I don't even know about sports like that, and I know more than Mase on football. So I said, John, you from Philly, who's the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles? He said, come on now, you playing with me, Kim. Jalen Hurts. I said, all right, I'm going to leave it there.
I asked him, he said Jalen Rose. I don't know what he was talking about.
Yo, but I'm gonna have to agree with Mase and say that I'm gonna go under for 36.5 rushing yards. Now we have DeAndre Swift at 3 receptions, higher or lower?
Say it again.
DeAndre Swift at 3 receptions, higher or lower?
Higher.
I'm gonna agree with you and say higher as well. Last pick. Patrick Mahomes, 2 passing touchdowns. Look at what they say. You like Sunday mornings. You feel it Sunday morning, man. Patrick Mahomes, 2 passing touchdowns.
Of course, Patrick Mahomes going to have more than 2 passing touchdowns. First one at 225. Remember, I told you that.
I'm going to have to agree with Mase, and I'm going to say Patrick Mahomes will have higher than 2 passing touchdowns. That's our underdog picks for today. What we got next, Murder?
Yo, this Thursday just passed. We watched your boy Shakur fight Emmanuel. What did you think about that fight, Killer? They put this on F1 weekend. It was just the most boring fight, but I want to know what you thinking. He's always putting himself out there with Javante. Shakur, beware Javante. Do not go to fight the way you fought that day and go against Javante. I'm just saying what I saw. What you saw, Killer?
I have to, and Shakur, I'm always rooting for him. That's my guy. But I will say this: it was a very boring fight. He's he's a great defensive fighter. I think probably the best defensive fighter we have. A lot of people say it's like Floyd, but I have to disagree because the point he's at in his career and to where Floyd was at in his career, Floyd was going to fight.
Floyd was knocking niggas out.
Floyd was going to knock niggas straight the fuck out. He wasn't this defensive fighter. And even when he got older and turned into more of a defensive fighter, his counterpunching was elite. Yeah. It was nobody landed double-digit punches that whole fight. It was on ESPN.
Emmanuel credit, Emmanuel wanted to fight. He did want to fight.
Oh no, he came to fight. To me, he was pushing the motion 80% of the fight. Shakur was backpedaling, I say 75% of the fight. What I'll say is this is going to hurt him trying to get pay-per-view dollars. It came on ESPN, but I don't know if I would pay for a fight on pay-per-view. Secondly, I didn't necessarily have him over Tank, but I thought it was a question with him and Haney, and I was saying that Shakur might could beat Haney. After seeing that fight, I'm not sure about that anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I was leaving that for you to address it, but when it comes to Javante, absolutely not. And when it comes to Devin Haney, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he can beat him, even though I think, just like you, that Shakur is he's one of those once in a generation type talents, but I think he got to develop some power. Shout out to Andre Ward. Shout out to everybody, Terrence Crawford and everybody that trained with him. And shout out to you, Shakur. You just got to work on that power. Pause.
Definitely. I totally agree. But as far as entertainment, I was very much not entertained. And look, I spoke to Shakur in the DM probably a few days before his fight. That's my guy. I fuck with him. It's just that we got a job to do. We got to keep it honest. Very boring fight. I don't know if I'll pay for pay-per-view. I wouldn't put him above Tank. And right now, I had him above Haney, but right now that's in question for me.
And let me say something else, because I think we're leaving out a fighter. If he's in the welterweight division, right, or what is he light? Is he in the
He's in
135?
Yeah, 135.
Yeah, in that 135 lightweight division, it's somebody else I think we're leaving out, Teofimo. I think him and Teofimo will be a good fight. Based on what I saw, Teofimo will probably be where he needs to be focusing his energy.
I think Teofimo moved up, but if he did go back down, I totally agree with you. Not only that, we have to stop leaving Lomachenko out of these conversations as well. You know, I think to me, Lomachenko actually beat Haney, even though he didn't get the decision. But we got to stop leaving Lomo out these conversations.
Now, I think Lomo loses to Shakur, but I think Loma will beat Javante. And I'm going on the record.
Okay.
Going on the record. Because his styles make fights. So this is what got Shakur, I think, feeling the way he feels, because he's like, everybody's kind of really ducking Loma, but I could beat Loma. But just because he could beat Loma doesn't mean he could beat the guy that Loma couldn't beat. And I think that's what's going on, and they all need to fight.
I agree. I would say this as far as Loma being Tank. I'm not sure about that, because the one time that I didn't really like Loma, and I like him, I'm a fan of his, is when he fought Teofimo. He was scared to get hit. he was running like a motherfucking bitch when he was fighting Teofimo. He know Teofimo be knocking niggas out. And that whole fight he ran. I know he went up in weight to fight him, but he ain't want to get hit with one of them joints. And if you fight Tank, Tank is coming to knock you out. So I'm not sure if he's going to be scared to get hit like he was when he fight Teofimo. But if he is, that's not going to win a fight against Tank.
That was a great observation. The reason why I said that is because I watched the fight with Javante and Pitbull, and the size different pause changes the fight. So you take somebody like Teofimo, that's a different height or a different size pause than Loma, and it changes it because you can kind of see the punches different when somebody is eye to eye. And that's kind of why Tank is so dangerous, because he's like Mike Tyson, elusive in that way that people can't see him. And that's why they always hit with the uppercut. Yeah,
exactly. That's why I was kind of shocked when you say you think that Loma can beat Tank. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, because I'm saying because their height, he could see that uppercut better than Mario could or Javante could because they're taller. Somebody right here is like you fighting somebody your size.
Gotcha.
Uppercut coming.
Gotcha.
So the next thing we want to talk about is James Harden. James Harden, at this point, he's brought the Clippers to their first win, and it was on a three that he hit, a 4-point play. So are you ready to believe now in the Clippers or the LA Strippers? Which one is it to you? LA Clippers or the LA Strippers? Which one is it?
I want to give mad props to Russell Westbrook for taking the stance and say, you know what? Instead of putting it on Ty Lue, I'll come off the bench. I'll be the one to come off the bench, and let's see how this goes. Since everybody's making speculation, who should come off the bench, who shouldn't come off the bench. We knew that Paul George and Kawhi Leonard wasn't coming off the bench. Russell Westbrook said, you know what? I'm going to take it upon myself to say I'm going to come off the bench without anybody telling him to. He went to coach and said, that's what I'm going to do. So you don't have to be put in this position, and let's see how it works. So big shout out to Russell Westbrook for taking that stance. And it led to a Clippers victory. You know, should it have went down to the final shot and them winning by 6 against Houston, even though Houston is looking very, very good this year so far. No, you have 4 people that's probably going to go to the Hall of Fame on that team. So a young Clipper team with a few veterans and a brand new coach. No, it should not come down to that. Now, I know they're still building chemistry, but what I take away from this whole thing is this. Shout out to Russell Westbrook for being the bigger person. As far as James Harden winning the game or getting a game-winning shot or getting a 4-point play to steal the deal, look, it's good that they finally got the monkey off their back and they're winning, but I don't think that, you know, I still look at it as selfish of him to come there and they be like, well, I'm not starting. I'm starting. Y'all figure it out. So I just want to big up with this whole particular situation. I don't want to make it a James Harden thing. I want to make it a Russell Westbrook thing and say salute to him.
Well, Cam, I'm going to say I love James Harden. I love Russell Westbrook and Kawhi and the GOAT, Paul George. Put some respect on his name.
Okay.
On this particular matter, I think that's the dumbest decision that Westbrook could have made. I think it's actually going to shorten his career. You know what this remind me of, Killer? You remember we had this excellent underclass season, and then my senior year, I said, I'm going to come off the bench. Nigga, you coming off the bench for this other nigga? If y'all don't win,
you did say that.
Yeah, if y'all don't win, Russell Westbrook, you're that much closer out of the door. Because now you're coming off the bench on a losing team. You only come off the bench if the team is going to win it all. Why put yourself second to a guy who's going to pretty much mess the chemistry up? Like, if you got to go to the wire with Houston, with that much firepower on that team, that's a horrible sign. You said we got 4 Hall of Famers, and you win at a last shot with 4 Hall of Famers against Houston? Against, what's his name? What's the guy name you had the hair on when we was Dylan Brooks?
Dylan Brooks.
Nigga.
And Mr. Missionary pauses over there too.
Yes. How do you go to the wire with the GOAT? The system. Yo, you got the GOAT and the system.
The GOAT, the system, the Claw, and Mr. Triple Double.
And Mr. Triple Double himself. How?
Well, what I'll say is this, Murder. That's a great assessment. But what I'll say is this. They finally won, at least. They've been losing, at least. I'm 100%. It shouldn't have been that close, but at least they got a win. And listen, I like that assessment about him shortening his career. Because the thing about it is this. Yeah, you're right, but ultimately, it's going to be Ty Lue's decision. So Ty Lue, you can't let your players decide exactly what they want to do. That's your job as the coach to find out who should start and who shouldn't start. But Russell Westbrook just wanted to say, look, we on a 6-game losing streak, 5 with James Harden. We got to do something. If Ty Lue don't do it, I will. That's what I took from.
Me personally, I am a Russell Westbrook fan. So I didn't like when Russell Westbrook went to LA and they used them wrong, start calling them, Russell Westbrook and all that. And I think this kind of decision is going to come back to bite him. He's already been in DC. He's already been in Houston, OKC. Now you had the Clippers. If this doesn't go right,
Lakers too.
Go. And the Lakers, where does he go? You get what I'm saying? I thought it was a poor choice. I appreciate you doing this for the homies, but man, you could have poured out liquor for the homies. You ain't had to come off the bench.
Listen, I totally agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, but the only thing that I'm adding on to what you're saying is this is really a Ty Lue decision. Ty Lue let Russell Wilson do this, and Russell Wilson was just at the point like it's too much speculation. I want to win. So I agree with you 100%. But Ty Lue, this is really your decision.
Yeah, Ty Lue, do your job, man.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Let these niggas step over you like AI. Come on.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. It should not be Russell Westbrook's decision to come off the bench. It should be your decision, Ty Lue, to say, look, this is what's going on. We've been doing okay until you got here. So now you need to come off the bench, James Harden. You just got here. I wish we don't have time, but we'll revisit it this week because I would love to know I don't know off the top of my head what their record was before James Harden got there. Matter of fact, Bob, you can look that up, see what their record was before James Harden got there. But at the end of the day, I gotta agree with Murder. Yeah. And that was a great analogy.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Who stepped over him? It was he's the nigga. AI stepped over. You gotta, this is 20, 30 years later. Stop letting niggas walk over you, my nigga.
Yeah, you're the coach because when this happens, Ty Lue is not gonna keep Westbrook in the league. Nah, this is a business, bro. Yeah. I can't do that.
And they were 4-2 before James Harden got there.
And now what are they? Now look at them.
What's their record now?
Now look at them.
No, they were doing more than that because they won that last week 4-7.
4-7.
Now, yes. Niggas went from 800 to 200. Yeah, that's the system. Yeah.
That's the system.
Shout out to the GOAT. I know that.
Shout out to my nigga Paul George.
Yeah.
What's up? What's the last topic for today?
Yeah, I'm glad we talked about that and got that out the way, because now I want to talk about Ja Morant. We need to talk about Ja Morant. This has been an ongoing issue. Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Was it Ja Morant's fault? Was it the teenager fault? All I know is that Ja Morant is claiming self-defense. Killer, and everybody's listening to you. They want to know from you. What is your take on Ja Morant pleading self-defense?
Now let me ask you just to understand the scenario, because Ja Morant been in a few different things.
Yes.
Is this the particular scenario when he went up to like the Foot Locker store or whatever? Or just something different?
This is with the kid, I think, playing a basketball at his house.
So he smacked the kid at his house playing basketball?
They jumped the nigga. Allegedly. The kid said he got jumped.
Yeah, I would plead self-defense too if I could plead self-defense. If it was a leg for me to plead self-defense on, I would go with self-defense. The only problem with Ja Morant pleading self-defense is the plethora of different accusations that he has against him. Me personally, if I could get away with it, I would get away with it. Action now, if you ask me my personal opinion, it's hilarious. Ja Morant putting up blush face emojis every day on the gram or Twitter or whatever. Ja Morant out here playing with people's heartstrings and emotions at this point. I think self-defense. Look, let me tell you this much.
Maybe that's what the blushing emoji meant. Maybe he meant he hit me, so I hit him back.
Right, whatever it is, let me tell you this. Whoever, he wouldn't do that without his lawyer's cosign.
Yeah.
So it ain't like he going to represent himself. He had his lawyer. He told his lawyer what happened, and I'm pretty sure he got a pretty good lawyer for the amount of money he makes. He's like, oh, that ain't nothing but self-defense. Oh no, you ain't do nothing wrong. He ain't thinking this by himself. So whoever his attorney is told him he possibly could win this case on a self-defense situation.
I think when you got a history of people saying pulling out guns and different things like that, it's kind of hard to plead or claim self-defense. People just don't think of you as a defending yourself type of person. They think of you as active.
What I'll say is this: this is my one recommendation for my last comment on it, because like I said, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But Ja Morant, if you listening, I would go find Puff's lawyer. He wrapping shit up in 16, 17 hours, man. Fucking court case don't even make it to court fucking with Puff's lawyer. 16 hours, this shit'll be thrown out. That's what I would say if I was you.
Yo, that's all the time we have for now. This is Killer. I am Mase. Shout out to Stat. This is what it is. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.
Peace.
Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.